Hey guys, it's Dawn here, and today I want to talk about EUC charging. A pretty big controversial topic, a lot of different ideas about it. So I'll just tell you what I've learned from everyone else smarter than me, and what I've been doing, and what everyone else around me is doing. So first, we always plug into the wall first. Sometimes there's a spark. We plug into the wall, or I plug into a power strip, and then we plug into the EUC. And when you plug into the EUC, you just want to make sure that you plug it in. Don't dilly-dally, don't do it halfway, don't just there's a little divot that goes to the bottom of mine, so I always find the divot and then line it up and then plug it in firmly. And if you don't, it could spark or something like that. For my Sherman Max, let's see, my Sherman Max has 1,200 miles on it now. So, and then my RS has 400 miles. So I have about 600 EUC miles. Yay! And I've been coming into my own and finding out what I like to do, which is, as I said from the beginning, I'm kind of an explorer. I don't know, explore, wander. I like to go long distances, so I kind of like 80 to 100 mile rides or more. But I've been riding from Norco to Huntington Beach, and that's 93, 94 mile. And that's an excellent ride for me. It's 4 hours of riding and then 2 hours of charging. And I love that ride, and I've been doing it by myself a lot, but charging became an issue because I have to charge. Now, for the Max, the range, we did that 100-mile mountain ride on one charge, but we also, Marty also made sure that we went at a proper speed and all that stuff. Me on my own, I don't have the discipline. I tend to zoom really fast, and I keep hitting 45 miles an hour minimum. I'll try to cruise at no more than 30, 35, and then I'll look, and then I'm at 45, 50. So I'm just hopeless. So that's why if I want to go fast and long distance, I need to charge. And I started carrying both of my chargers, my stock charger, which is 5 amps, and the fast charger from eWheels, which has a choice between 2, 4, 6, and 8 amps. So the 5 amps and the 8 amps equals 13 amps, right? But that's on paper. So what I found out is that if a charger says it's an 8 amp charger or a 5 amp charger, it might not necessarily be 5. It could be this one might be a 4 point something something. So, and we found that out because I bought a Chargery, and the Chargery lets you pick and choose all different things. It's a big old hunkin' machine, right? Now, as I'm doing this, just want to note first, this is now my backpack. It is a Raven 14 from Osprey, and I'm going to do a separate video about this because I love this system right now. I'm loving this. And this is a system that I've had to come up with because of the whole charging thing. So this backpack is basically to carry my chargers. And I made a little pouch for my charger for protection, and also it has sharp edges that'll eventually tear up the inside of my backpack. I didn't make this pouch big enough for the cables, and so I kind of jammed the cables in there. I might make another pouch, but I don't know, I like the tight fit. So I got the Chargery. So with the Chargery, you can set the amps. You can set exactly what you want. So with the Chargery, if I set this to 13 amps, it will charge for a minute or so, and then it will stop charging. So if you set it to charge, it'll look like it's charging. You walk away, you come back, and it's not charging anymore. So apparently, the Max cannot take a true 13 amp charge. So I set it to 12.5, and that is working just great. So you can't just add 5 and 8 together, apparently. So, yeah, why I got this is because I have this backpack and it is perfect, but to carry 2 chargers, I can't fit these 2 chargers into my backpack laying down like this. I need to go like this, and it is quite bulky like this in comparison to this. Now this looks bigger and all that, but the combined weight of the 2 is more than just one. And this, when you include all of the cables with it, this is just a bulkier option. And when it's on my back like this, it's less comfortable. It's more bulky in the backpack because now I have to, put it in like this. It's hard to make a pack for it, and it's a pain to stuff this into the bag. It's not as easy to stuff this as it is with this other thing, and I'm like in danger of tearing my inner lining and stuff like that. So, oh, and the other reason, I now have to try and find places that'll let me charge when I'm out. And it's, if you arrive to a place and then, you start taking off your gear and then you go to charge, and it's already an iffy thing if someone's going to let you charge there. And I'm always like, I get so anxious to approach them and ask them if I can charge. And so then I don't know if I should just ask for permission or ask for forgiveness after. And I'm just so anxious, and I don't want to blow their, thingies. And I don't know, it's this whole big thing. And then on top of that, I'm pulling out 2 chargers, and then it looks bulky, it looks cumbersome. It's not an elegant solution versus if I just arrive, and plus, like, all eyes are on you, everyone's looking at you and trying to figure out what you're doing when you're going to charge. It's much more elegant to just pull this one charger out and get yourself set up and charging. You start, unwinding all of these 2 and then plugging them in and stuff like that, and people start going, whoa, that's like a whole serious thing. Now this looks like a whole serious thing too, but it's not quite as bad, you know what I mean? Plus, when I put this into the little pouch, it slides right in perfectly, and it's laying against my back this way. So for safety, when you're wearing a backpack, you have to be mindful of how you pack it and what is inside your backpack in case of a crash, because the contents inside can hurt you, can hurt your back if you're going to crash and land on that, right? Well, because I am wearing my big old Liat 6.5 chest and back protector. It's a CE2 chest protector and back protector. So I have that to protect between. I have this to take away some of the edges, and it's a thicker material, the sharp edges, and it's laying on this part is against my back. So it's a nice wide not static, but it's like it's a uniform flat surface that I would land on and stuff. Because the other option is to get one of those hard shell backpacks, and I'm not convinced entirely about them. If I want some, one of the things I like about this pack is that it's super lightweight. It is, I think, 1.5 pounds, empty. It's 1.5 pounds. This, and then this is 7 pounds. The Chargery is 7 pounds. So this combination is perfect. It's lighter and all that. Is it lighter by much? Is it less bulky by much? No, but it's enough to be worth it for me when I am going to be charging a lot. I've decided, or I've figured out, that I like to go fast all the time. So that means that at every opportunity, I'm always going to want to top off. So I'm always going to be probably carrying my charger if if it's going to be any kind of ride thing where I can charge, because if I can top off, I want to top off so that I have, it's not necessarily more range, it's that I like riding in the upper battery percentages. Once you get to the lower battery percentages, yes, you can ride it, but it's not that much fun down there. And the lower battery percentages, it'll drop quick too. So I like to stay at the upper battery percentages. So this has been great. So let's go over how to use it. This one has the pigtails. I use this Rapid. I've talked about this super stretch storage strap Rapid before. It's a Velcro strip, and that just helps to keep the cables together. You have to buy the cables separately. I think I got this used from Jams. Thank you, Jams. So I got this as a used unit, and he already had this cable made for it, I think. So yeah, it has the 2 charge ports, and it has dish. All right, so to use this Chargery C10325, here is your screen, your display, and you have your dial button that you can turn left and right, and you can push down. So to begin, we are going to plug it in, and you will see this display called idle mode. And you'll do one single press of the button, and you'll have to select the battery type. We are going to select power supply there at the bottom, red. Press that button, and you can now choose your output current. If you want, you press it down once, and I will set this to 12.5 and press again to set it. Then the output voltage is okay. So for this one, the instructions say to set it to 101. But there is a possibility that that might give you an error. So, oops, I've been told, I'm pressing down again so I can select. I've been told by Roger to set it lower. And then once you have that, then you can press it, and then you can hold down the button, and now it will come to this. And once I'm on this screen, I can now just dial it and go back up to 100. He told me to go ahead and do 101.1 around there. Like, that's fine. And then now it will charge. So now at this point, you would plug it into the EUC. And having a long cable is very, very handy, because you might not always be able to have your wheel right, to reach the thingy outlet. So having a long thingy is really nice. And then you don't have to carry a separate extension cable as well. Once you plug this in, then I plug both in. And then the amps that are right now the amps is showing this. the amps will then go up to what it's supposed to be, and then you can watch it. The fan should turn on and all that, and you want to make sure that this stays out of the sun and try to stay as cool as possible. And as it gets closer to a full charge, the amps will start winding down, and you can go back and adjust it and get the amps back up if you want to. But yeah, that's it. So, I mean, it's not that complicated. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different stuff that you can do on here. So if you're going to go into all of those menu options, then yeah, that would be complicated maybe, or a lot to learn. But overall, I mean, just to do those steps is not complicated at all. And then if you want to stop it, you just quick press it again and it'll go to idle mode. So now it's in idle mode. And I've been told that if you're going to unplug it or something, make sure you unplug it and unplug it from the wall. Let the display go blank before you plug it back in again. Don't like unplug it from the wheel and then plug it right back into the wheel again. And that's with almost all chargers, because that can like blow things out because it still has power contained in it and stuff like that. So whenever you unplug it, if you're going to plug it back in, just make sure to unplug it from the wall, let this go blank, completely drain of power, and then just start over fresh. All right, so I've done that a few times now with the Chargery, and it has been working perfect for me. Nice solid unit, it's working. There's another option, the GTK, I believe, something like that, and that is another option, and some people like that better. I think it might be cheaper, lighter, smaller than this, thinner. I don't know. I don't think I've seen one in person, or I haven't studied it at least, so I'm not sure. But that one is a very popular option. Now, there are also people warning. They have horror stories about, not really horror stories, I guess it's just lemons. You know, they just don't work. They just stop working or whatever, and it sucks. But lemons have been reported on the Chargery and on the GTK. So it's just one of those things. I want to keep this, I want to be very careful when I handle it, not bash it around, throw it around, you know, stuff like that. I'm very careful with my things anyway. So this is definitely one of those things. That is a danger if you're always carrying it in your backpack, and if you crash, then, you know, there's a chance that you can kill this charger along with everything else. But to me, I think that this is a very slim, elegant, nice charging solution, and I've been really happy with it so far. Although, I mean, I would love it if there was a better solution, easier solution out there, obviously. Okay, so anything else? Oh, yesterday I was charged. Oh, let's see. The whole thing about not charging your wheel to 100%. There are still a lot of people that think that you should not charge your wheel to 100. You should only charge it to about 80% or something like that. All of the people around here, they charge it to 100% each time. And no problems, because when you charge it to 100%, then the light will turn green on your charger, and then it'll start balancing. It'll balance the cells, and balancing is very important. So they charge. Marty says that, I mean, and Marty has been riding forever, and he has like 1 million wheels, and he says he keeps all of his wheels charged 100% all the time. For me, I do this weird thing, and I might be alone, where I charge, when I get back from a ride, I don't immediately charge it. When I get back from a ride, then, oh, first off, don't charge your wheel when it's already hot. Let it cool down and then charge it. I don't know if that's a must do, but maybe. So what do I do? Oh, I see when my next ride is, and I tend to charge it to full the day or the night before a big ride. I'll let it sit at around half. Now last night it was interesting, and when there's no rush for me charging, I always use my 5 amp stock charger just to let it charge at a nice slow rate. But last night I went to charge and this thing got really super hot. I also always charge when I'm at home and able to be in the same room as the charger and the EUC, just in case. And like yesterday was the first time that the in case mattered. There used to be a protective thin plastic sheeting over this, and last night this thing got super hot, and how I noticed it was I had this sitting up like this so I could see it, and that protective plastic film was starting to bubble up, and I was like, whoa, what's up with that? So I went over and touched it, and it was really hot. Like, it usually gets very, very, very warm. This time it got hot enough to where I was worried that it could burn my skin if I held it long enough. So I was a little concerned. So I unplugged it, let it cool down, and then I will try it again. When my max is at completely empty, then which is about 75 volts, 76 volts, it takes a long time for this thing to charge it up. So it might have been that it was just had been running too long, and it's like super hot. Like right now it's over 100 degrees here. It's a lot cooler in the house, and I mean, this was in the house in the shade and all that, and but anyways, it got really hot, and so I just like to keep an eye on the whole charging thing when it charges. It is nice to have options of the fast charger even if you don't charge out. For me, there was one night I had a night ride that made it so I didn't get home until 4 a.m. Or 3 a.m. or something like that, and then I had an early morning mountain ride the next in just a few hours. So in that few hours, I was sure that I wouldn't be able to get it to 100% on just the stock charger, and so I fast charged it to be able to get a full charge for my ride, which was starting in just a few more hours. Or have a second wheel that you could just, it's like, oh yeah, come home, swap out wheels and go right back out again. But yeah, if this charger is starting to die, then I like also having the options that, okay, I can also use this, and this has the option of the 2468 amps, and then I also have the Chargery as a backup, because I mean, it's expensive. These chargers are expensive, right? But they are also absolutely essential and necessary. So, I mean, it's just something that we just have to do. All right, so there you go. That's everything I can think of on the topic of charging. Be safe, be careful, and thanks for joining me today, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.